The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to the February 3rd, the terrific Tuesday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there's having a great day, and let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. Now, the easiest way to do that is to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, we're going to go check on the circumstance of these markets. We'll go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I at just past 11 o'clock in the morning. I do want you to know I am absolutely grateful for your presence here, but even more important than that, and that's this. During this next 53 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to send me an email, send it off to steve@tfnn.com. Inside the subject heading, please put radio show question. Of course, if you're inside our Tiger's Den, well, then any and every ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on Terrific Tuesday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. Well, it's a mixed bag that we're beginning our day with as it comes to the U.S. indices. The Dow's up 56, S&P is off 31. NASDAQ 100 down 278 with the Russell up 19 points, 466 points the upside for the transports. Semis down 117, NASDAQ Composite down 236. New York Stock Exchange up 93. Got a big move, 5% move in the XAU this morning. Silver's up at $10. That's a big move, 15% there. Natural gas up 12 pennies. That's nearly 4%. So plenty to look at. Let's begin our day by taking a look at the. So we got conflict here. No, not unusual these days. That's why we've got these choppy markets. But and what I mean by that is there's enough market breadth that we have now pushed the advanced client oscillator, panel number 3, up above the zero threshold level. Now, it really needs 2 consecutive sessions above that to say that sellers or buyers are the ones that are in control. But here's the real deal. And the real deal is this. My cursor, if you look up in that, here, let's just do it this way. Move the data box. I think it should be clearer now. I'll make it clear. There we go. If you look inside my data box, now let me move the line down even a bit further. That's right. Right there. Okay. Now this should be very clear. Take a snapshot. Where my cursor is at is on the date of January 22nd. January 22nd was the date that the New York Stock Exchange made a new all-time high in its advanced decline line. Your number, if you maintain an advanced decline line, your number is going to be different than mine because of the start point. That's not what's important is to know that it was at an all-time high. Well, guess what? The number there was 608,289. We're at 608,591. If we close above 60, 608,289. Those of you that think you're going to get some type of significant move to the downside, I'm telling you, it's not going to happen. That is, unless there's some kind of exogenous event out there. Now, I can't control that. Something gigantic blows up or what have you. But other than that, like a COVID-19, something along those lines, okay, something just totally black swan-ish, if you will. If we close a new all-time high today in the advanced decline line, you're not going to see any kind of significant decline. Not for any time soon. Certainly not within the next 4 weeks out here. So that's something to really be paying attention. Now, the spot VIX happens to be traded above its 50-day exponential moving average. That's where we kind of get into this choppy market or, we're getting mixed signals out there. But the one with regard to a new all-time high in the advanced decline line, that's not new. Okay, that's historical. out there. Now we take a look at the spot VIX index. It's trading at 1653. We're trading at 1710. That typically provides buyers with an edge. So it's really the combination of these two that are giving us this choppy sideways market, a market where we have a mixed bag, so to speak. But this is muy importante, that close of that New York Stock Exchange advanced decline oscillator out there. Okay, so that's the first element. And the second element was a spot VIX. Let's go take a look at the daily equity futures out here and go see what they're doing. So we'll begin with the ES Mini. And what we know about the ES Mini is price found resistance right at the top of its profile, 70.22. Can't bust some to the upside. Maybe it tries to bust some to the downside. The downside would either be 69.26 or the rising trend line. The rising trend line today would probably be at about the price point of a little bit above yesterday's high, 68, 69, something along those levels. I'm not seeing it, but we haven't looked at intraday charts. If we take a look at the NQ just pulling back and testing the buy zone. Its buy zone is between 25,422 and 25,554. No damage done there. Now, equity future contract. As you can see, it has struggled with its oscillator and change line basically since January 15th. So we're talking about a little over 2 weeks out here. And right now we're running right up into that. That being the oscillator and change line, the exact number 49,553. We're at 49,550. If we close above 49,553, that's going to be a bullish outcome. That outcome would suggest that the A to B equals CD pattern that you're looking at will continue. However, the caveat is because there's a wave number 7 top out there, its price must negate that. It just needs to poke above it by one tick, and that would mean a close above 49,901. So we get 49,902. It negates that signal. That pattern goes away completely, and then we'd be off to the races, getting up towards the 51,005 or so. And then finally, in the case of Russell 2000, just a consolidation with inside its daily profile between 2613 and 2692. No damage on any of these charts. Everything here is pointing to the upside. Let's go see what's going on the intraday time periods out here. The first set of charts we'll look at are the ES Mini as these go ahead and populate. Sorry that it's taking a bit of time, but I've got a couple things running in the background. Nothing that I can do about. If we take a look at the ES Mini from an intraday perspective, I'd say that the most important time frame chart to be paying attention to the upside would be the 60-minute chart. The 60-minute time frame chart for the ES Mini, I believe it is for the NQ as well, has got a TD9 count top. This fact, we took a look at this yesterday, I believe, and this took place at 4 a.m. yesterday, and so the high of that is 70.2725. That's your key number to the upside, 70.2725. We close above that, we negate that signal, we head higher. Now, prices pulling back. I don't have any kind of a bottoming pattern. We're below profile support out there. It's testing this breakown level, but I don't know if that's really a factor out here. So I don't have any kind of bottom signal on the 60-minute time frame chart. But what we do have is a TD9 count bottom pattern on the 15-minute time frame chart. So the two time frames for you to watch if you're an intraday trader, in my opinion, would be both the 15 and the 60-minute. In the case of the 15-minute chart, should we get a close below the low of the day, which would be 69.5425, that's going to suggest that we head lower. Lower to where? The lower to where area would be support. And so support levels that I see are between 69.27 and 69.40. 69.11, 69.50, 69.26. Those are the supporters. Those are the wheres if we were to take out that TD9 count pattern. If, on the other hand, the 15-minute chart can close above 69.85, well, whether we head up to the 70.21 level. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We come back for this break. Let's start taking a look at the requests that have come in. We don't want to get behind on those. We'll be right back.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched The Tiger's Den, hosted at Discord. TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back. I went ahead and put the NQ charts up on our screen just to see if the same patterns exist. Plus, I know that Nicholas is going to want, our good friend Nicholas is going to want to take a look at the NQ charts anyway. So let's go ahead and get those. I'll give you the numbers. So the 60-minute does have a TD9 count top. To negate that signal, you need to see a close above 26.027.75. You do that, we're headed higher. To the downside, it is the 15-minute time frame chart that also has the TD9 count bottom. That makes the low of the morning 25.470, 25 key. You close below, you're headed lower. So those are the two areas out there. Now, in the case of the 15-minute time frame chart, a close above 25.672.85 would suggest that we move all the way to its TD9 count breakdown area, 25.999. So those are the numbers, I think, for the ES and the NQ that you ought to be watching if you are intraday trading. Now, let's move over to our first request coming in from John in Milwaukee. John wants to take a look at CARR out here. So let's pull its charts up on our screen out here, see what we can see. Sorry that the system is working a bit slower. What we do see is that CAR has triggered a confirmed A to B equals CD pattern to the upside for its daily time frame, John. It accomplished that task back on the trading day of January 29th. The volume behind that was 9.4 million shares. The B point, which was on January 22nd, at 9 million shares. So you exceeded with volume. The 1-to-1 A to B equals CD gets you up to 63.81. We're trading along the left side of that C to D leg. That would, as long as that remains, it indicates that we're likely to do more than the 1-to-1. But nonetheless, once we approach that $64 area, if you see a bearish reversal candle, that would be a sell the D point top. The further rally is being confirmed by the weekly chart, which is traded above the top of its profile, 58.72. If we look at the monthly time frame chart, this has got a good old-fashioned, quite a wide consolidation, going from $50 to about $81 out there. Well, the bottom of the consolidation has been tested. We're trading with inside the monthly profile, so your next resistance level to the upside is going to be 62.58. Above that, it would be the oscillator and change line, 65.27. If, in fact, CAR ever closes above its oscillator and change line on a monthly time frame, then that would be signaling to you, John, that price wants to make its way all the way back up to the top of the consolidation, its TD9 count, its Rhodes momentum indicator top, the whole 9 yards. So CAR wants to rally further out here. At least that's what I see on my charts. I hope that helps you out. And as always, thanks so much for your request. White Shark would like to take a look at Taseko Mines. TGB is the ticker symbol. So let's go ahead and populate its charts. I guess I might want to check one thing out here about the speed on the system and just make sure I'm not pulling in more days than I need to. Just simply because of so I'm going to check that out because it is just a tad bit slower. But TGB right now is consolidating with inside its daily profile. It's between 716 and 856 out there. If we can close above the top of that profile at 856, you likely will head higher. Now, we're trading into a swing point from back just a few days ago, the 29, 12.8 million shares. In a little less than 2 hours of trading, we've done 4 million shares. So you've got a 12 to 14 million share day going into about a 13 million share day. So you're pushing with nice volume out there. Close above the top of that profile, white, and you are headed higher. If we look at the weekly time frame, that supports that decision because we negated a TD9 count top. And finally, on the monthly time frame, you negated a TD9 count top. So it's up and away. You're just dealing with those sellers that are residing at the top of that daily profile. But you got buyers that are saying, I want to try to push through that level. Again, the top of that profile, I think I made a misspoken. 859 is the number, 859. So I hope that helps you out, Mr. Shark, and thanks so much for your request. S&P would like to take a look at ticker symbol USAR. Shoot, I didn't do it. Hold on. Let me stop a second. I just need to check one thing here, see what we've got going on here. This data series on the daily time frame, specifically 365 there. That's not the problem. Okay. Let me just check this one thing as well on the weekly, if you will. Sorry about that. Don't really like to do maintenance while we're doing a live show out there, but it was worth the check. No, I don't see it. Okay, so let's go take a USAR. Let me close this down here, and we'll just have to. The time is the time. USAR. Probably should get a whole list of one-liners out there, some Rodney Dangerfield stuff in between the waiting time out here. Or some kind of story, some kind of market story, some kind of something. In any event, we got USAR trading out at 25.05. It's trading above its green oscillator and change line and with inside its profile. Finding resistance right now at the center. So S&P 2566 is your key number. If price can close above that, it ought to make its way up towards 3207. The weekly time frame chart is traded above profile resistance and its green oscillator and change line. Yeah, that's one of my favorite movies out there, Dan. Definitely. That is such a Rodney Dangerfield movie. What's it, Going Back to School or something like that? When he does the triple Indy. Yeah, what a classic. In any event, the weekly time frame chart. Now we'll just talk about movies or music. If we take a look at USAR, it is traded above profile resistance, oscillator and change line, likely to continue to move higher. The monthly time frame chart is dealing with profile resistance as we speak. We're trading at 25.05. 24.92 is that number. And as long as price remains above 24.92, that's a positive thing. So everything here is looking good. Yes, you're dealing with some resistance, some sellers, and that 25.66 to what was it, 25.92. Was the top of that profile is at 24.92. So that's where you deal with S&P. Hope that helps you out. As always, thank you for your request. PDYN, and I did not write down who made this request. It might have been Dan, I'm not sure, but doesn't really matter. But PDYN is what we're going to look at next as soon as these charts here populate. All right, so we got PDYN. It is trading in an A to B equals CD pattern to the upside. It does not have a bearish reversal candle, so it doesn't really have a top. So we are trading above its green oscillator and change line and the top of its profile. It should rally further. When it rallies further, and if we were wondering why did PDYN stop where it did on that daily bar up here on January 28th, it's because price on its weekly basis got up to its breakdown level at 917. We remain above the top of its profile, I believe. Don't see it anywhere. Yep. And we remain above its oscillator and change line. So price wants to make another run for the 917 level. A simple consolidation with inside the weekly chart, 565 at support, 1137 as resistance out there. So that's what I see. If that was you, Dan, at PDYN, ought to make a run back through that high. Now, is that a high volume high? Just out of curiosity, volume on that bar was 70 million shares. Prior high out here at TD9 count top was 9 million shares. Today you're moving higher with 8 million shares, so not bad volume, about 25 million shares to the upside. So it should go tackle that high out there. So I hope that helped whoever out. White Shark would like to take a high grade Dr. Copper. So that we're in the March contract out here. Let's put that up on our screen and see what we can see here, what the doctor is communicating to you and I, at least for its daily and weekly time frame. The monthly may need the continuous contract out there, but time will tell. So in a moment, we should have the Dr. Copper charts up, the March charts out there, and you're most welcome, Dan. So Dr. Copper has a negated daily TD9 count top. It negated that pattern yesterday. However, there's an A to B equals CD pattern to the upside, and today's candle could generate, likely to generate, a three-river evening star candle formation. So that's going to have a sell the D point top on the daily time frame. The odd thing is, and I'll cover this when I get back from this break. I'm going to put the continuous contract up on my screen. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. For free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
This portion of the Trader's Edge is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at direction.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Welcome back. I put the continuous contract for high-grade copper on my screen. The reason I did that is I knew about the tops that were out there. They weren't showing. Also wanted to be able to share with you the oscillator and change line. That's not going to change whether you use the continuous contract, not by too much out here. So you'll see daily tops out here. You see a daily Rhodes Momentum Indicator top. You see a weekly TD9 count top. And you see a monthly Rhodes Momentum Indicator top. So tops across the board. What we also see, though, is there's no breakdown. The first level of breakdown would be a close below $5.78. The second level of breakdown would be a close below $5.81. That would be the weekly oscillator and change line. The third level of breakdown would be a close below $5.44, the monthly oscillator and change line. That would be telling us in progression there that the dailies bleed into the weekly, weeklies bleed into the monthly, and we've got some kind of change in trend that's going on out there. So that's where we're at. Watch those first steps first, and we're trading, the weekly and monthly are saying, yeah, I got those tops, but quite frankly, they're more neutral than they are anything else. Let's go check on NVIDIA for Duncan Steve. NVDA is a ticker symbol out here. Let's go see what this is doing, where this is trading at. Looks like $179.54 is where NVIDIA is trading at. It's pulling right back and testing what should be support, which is the top of its daily profile. The top of that daily profile in NVIDIA is at 179.26. Now, the center's at 177.02. Dunk, you're going to want to watch that as well. If price starts pulling back, a counter trend move to the downside would end at 177.02. It would really be between that range, 177.02 to 179.25 out there. So if price closes below that, you're headed lower. Maybe back to recent swing points, certainly the bottom of the profile, 172.55. The weekly chart's got a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top, a consolidation with inside a profile. The oscillator and change line acting average resistance. That's at 193. Top of the profile, 191.22. Bottom, 171.96. On a monthly time frame, Rhodes Momentum Indicator top, consolidation with inside the profile. Price is trading below its green oscillator and change line. It has lost some momentum. Therefore, it wants to pull back towards the 161.51, 171.64 area. So that's what the NVIDIA charts are telling us. The very first step, watching the daily top of its profile. The very next step, watching the center of that profile. The very next step after that, well, I'd say it'd be the bottom of the weekly and the center of the monthly. They're both in the 171 area out there. So that's what we see when we take a look at NVIDIA. Dunk, hope that helps you out. You also have interest in looking at the charts for Amazon, AMZN. So let's get those charts here populated, see what they are communicating to all of us. All right, we got Amazon trading out at 237.08. It is consolidating with inside its daily profile. It is approaching the very bottom of that profile, and I'll give you that number. 237.14 is the print. The bottom of the profile, 236.82. The top is 248.94. So just a good old-fashioned consolidation as we speak right now. The weekly time frame is trading above profile resistance, but below its oscillator and change line. If it can close back above the 239 area, 239. Let's call it 239.50 or so, then that would put you back into the mode of a rally. However, so you got resistance at 239.15, 248.94 on the daily, 242.52 on the monthly. And the monthly also has oscillator and change line resistance, which is what it's finding right now. And that's at the 238.68 level. So a lot of resistance overhead with regard to Amazon. Nothing has broken down below, just simply sideways choppy consolidation type market out there. And that's what we've got both for NVIDIA and for Amazon. Texas Tom would like to take a Rambus out here. RMBS is the ticker symbol. So let's go see what this is doing and how we can assist Tom. Rambus is trading out at $93.53. Having quite a bad day out here. But let's see what it's doing. It's trading below the bottom of its daily profile, Ron. That's at 97.55. Now, what it has done, this is Tom's. I'm sorry, not Ron's. This is Tom's, Rambus. What it has done is found support at its breakout level, 93.30. That's the level that you're watching. The price closes below that, it'll move to its next breakout level. That's at 88.30. It would also put it inside its TD9 count bottom pattern that had formed on the trading session of November 21st. That had volume of 2.2 million shares. As an example, we have not tested that, but today we're pulling back so far in 2 hours of trading 6.5 million shares. That is a 20 million share day. So you're pushing with volume out there. It did test. No, it hasn't tested anything. It's just simply testing its breakout level. So watch 99.30, below that 88.30, below that the TD9 count bottom, and that number on the daily time frame chart is 82.51. The weekly time frame chart. Rhodes momentum indicator top, price testing profile support. Boy, Rambus is really important right now. It's testing both its breakout level on the daily, profile support on the weekly at 93.23. So we close below that, we're headed lower. That would open up the door again, 88.30. Below that, we gave you the TD9 count bottom, and below that, it would be 66.30, the TD9 count breakout level for the weekly time frame. Finally, to the monthly time frame chart for Rambus, it has a TD9 count pattern that could form this month. Don't know. It could also be a Rhodes momentum indicator top. We have a bear sash candle at this moment in time. But what price is doing is trading with inside its profile, and it's testing a key level of support. And that key level of support, Texas Tom, is at 91.27. But let's make it 88.25 because 88.25 is the center of its profile. And if we close below that, we are likely headed lower. So that's what I see with regard to Rambus out there. I don't recall if you were trying to add shares here. I'd be gutsy to do that with the volume that's coming out today. Support is support, though, and the 93.30 level is holding as we speak at this moment in time. Let's go take a look at Seagate, STX. That's Seagate STX? I think it is. Yeah, so let's get this. It was Tim who wants to add to this position, XTS. It was not Texas Tom that was interested in adding. So let's get this up on our screen. You've got STX. She's trading out at 441.65. So this would be an add to your position. This would be a momentum add, not because STX has formed some type of a bottom. So let's review the charts here, waiting for the monthly to complete. Is this the time to add? Steve, you'd have to say no. Here's the reasons why, Tim. The monthly time frame chart has a TD9 count top. That TD9 count top has got, in essence, the resistance or where price would fail would have to be a close above 457.84. We're at 441. You're that close to resistance. Hard for me to tell you to add to your position. I'd rather you pay extra, knowing that position, that the TD9 count top on the monthly chart failed. We also have a TD9 count top that's going to go ahead and confirm on Friday out here for the weekly time frame. It'll complete next week out there. So knowing that that's the case, although this looks very bullish out there, you got another topping pattern. To add to the daily series, and the daily series today just triggered wave number 7. That is letter G out there. We already have a Rhodes momentum indicator top, but like I say, Seagate or STX, this is very strong because price is not able to even bust through its daily oscillator and change line. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back. We'll finish comments on STX.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foresight Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Welcome back. We're looking at the stock charts here for STX for Tim, who wants to add to his position. Hey, congrats on having a position here. You've had a nice run. We've got daily and monthly topping patterns that are already in place, and the weekly is going to confirm one this Friday out there. So add in your position, do as you wish out there. I'd rather you wait, see if these tops have not gotten any traction, which is really what I was saying as we went into the break out there. But if they did get traction, as an example, 405.85 is open, followed by 354.81, quite frankly, followed by 270.29. So only if these patterns get negated does that outcome, at least at this stage of the game, go away. So I do hope that analysis provided you with the information that you needed. Ron in Denver wants to take a look at RCAT. So let's pull that up on our screen out here, see what RCAT is doing. It's trading out as we speak right now at about 442.90. No, maybe not. That's not it. That's still STX. It's trading out at 1402. It's trading with inside its daily profile, and that daily profile has a buy zone between 1314 and 1375. Your resistance level is 1619, but on a rally with inside this profile, you've got resistance around at 1516. It's oscillator and change line. As to a top, I do see a sell the D point top out there. But again, no bottom pattern, but getting back to that profile support can be a bottom. The weekly time frame chart, price just consolidating with inside its daily profile. It does have a Rhodes momentum indicator top that's been tested. It's been rejected. That's the one that formed out here with this bearish shooting star candle. Back on the trading week of October the 10th out there. Price just consolidating between 1245 at support, 1579 as resistance. And the monthly time frame chart, not going to provide you and I with really a whole lot of information. What I can say, though, is prices trade above profile resistance, so that is a bullish outcome. So RCAT out here may have bottomed just simply by getting back to that bullish structured profile out there for its daily time frame. Your next resistance the upside between 1579 and 1619. I believe that takes care of all of the requests at this moment in time. Stevie's just going to check the email system. That was at steve@tfnn.com. No, I don't see one there. I will check the mastering probability account as well. All righty. So let's go on. Let me do this here. Let me pull up my black background system. Let us see what is moving in the markets here. Okay, so now we've gone negative. You got the Dow, the S&P, the NASDAQ, all three are trading lower. Let's go look at those intraday charts. So let's go see what's going on now with the NQ at this stage here. So it'll take a moment here for these charts here to populate, but we're going to really take a look at, we had already identified, I believe it was a 15-minute TD9 count bottom. It's still in place out here. So price is trading below the bottom of that profile for the 15-minute time frame for the NQ. So that TD9 count bottom may fail, may get tested, but in order to fail, you need to see a close below 25,470.25 on a 15-minute bar out there. We don't have that as we speak just yet, so nothing there. Let's try the Dow. Let's go see what the Dow is doing for its intraday time periods as well. Maybe we'll take a look at Goldilocks. Unless I get some other type of request out there. Just checking out, nothing here. So when we take a look at the Dow equity future contract, just curious, one, whether we've got the same pattern set up, a 16-minute TD9 count top and a 15-minute TD9 count bottom pattern out there. We're going to find out here shortly. Doesn't look like it to me. All these things have not here populated. So come on, populate for us. So we're dealing with the daily time frame that continues to find resistance at its oscillator and change line. The 5-hour time frame chart finding resistance at its breakdown level, 49,556. The 60-minute chart in 14 minutes is likely to form a Rhodes momentum indicator top. We'll get a bear sash candle unless there's some big rally in the next 14 minutes. Price right now testing or moving back to support, which happens to be the bottom of its profile. So watch 49,365 as well. There is a TD9 count bottom on the 10-minute time frame chart. So that says if we close below in about 2.5 minutes, close below 49,401, that will fail, and that suggests that we're headed lower. So headed lower to where? It's going to be that 60-minute profile level. That's going to be at 49,365. So that is an area to watch. If we close below that, we're likely headed to 49,298-ish. 49,273. Those would be the target levels that I'd be looking at inside of the Dow equity future contract. Let's go ahead and put gold up here. The April contract for gold, see what's going on an intraday basis here as well. This will take a few moments to populate. Steve, when did you share a little of your win when you won the Timing Award? Any whale unicorn winners that pushed you ahead? No, and that was, Tom, that was for two years. That was 2018 and 2019. They closed up shop during COVID to 2020 out there. So basically for 2 solid years, I was in first place on the timing on the S&P 500, with the exception of the very last day of the year in 2019. The S&P closed lower that day. You can go take a look at that day, and it closed lower. I don't remember how many points. It wasn't substantial, but all I needed to be knocked out by like a 0.001 percentage point was a $4 move to the downside. And in fact, it did that. So no, there were no unusual. There were things that happened during the time period, but nothing that was unusual that I can recall. The unusual stuff didn't really start taking place until COVID. So when we take a look at, thanks for the question out there, Tom. We take a look at gold out here. I see a 30-minute negated TD9 count top. That suggests higher price. I see a TD9 count top that's forming on the 2-hour time frame chart. The current bar is going to go ahead and complete at 12 noon. That says by 2 p.m. you will have a completed TD9 count top. Far from genius. Yeah, you got to do have it all up there, and but there's not much, so that's not saying a whole lot. So the TD9 count top on the 2-hour time frame chart ought to pull back to support, and the first level of support here, as we can see, would be the top of its profile. That'd be 48.62, and below that would be the oscillator and change line, 48.11. Nice TD. Yeah, it's the only topping pattern we've got out here for gold is going to be that 2-hour time frame chart. So keep your eye on that. I'd say watch the 10 to 15-minute time frame chart. If that 2-hour TD9 count top is going to take hold, you'll start to see things fail there, support levels, profile levels. Take a quick snapshot of my screen so you've got that as well. And that's what is going on with Goldilocks. Let me just try to put the silver charts up on our screen here. That is the March contract. So let's get that up here. Hopefully that will populate before the break, but I'll leave it on my screen. Those of you inside the Tigers Den, you'll certainly be able to take a look at that. And we'll touch on that briefly as we simply come into the close. I'll see. Okay, great. That's good. Yeah, we got about 40 seconds here. So in the case of silver, the key levels are going to be certainly that daily set of profiles. So we've talked about that. Don't need to go into that anymore. We're looking to see if we can find any kind of a topping signal out here on an intraday time period, or what is holding things up. We can see on a 10-minute basis, prices pulled back during the last 10 minutes or so. Come on, populate. Looks like I'm going to have to wait until we get back from this break, and that's what I'll do. We come back from the break, we'll finish the show out. Well, first we'll take a look at silver. We might finish it out, take a look at something else.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pros pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
Welcome back, folks. So it is the TD9 count top on the silver chart for the 2-hour time frame that is going to go ahead and complete as we come into the 12 noon hour. So this is suggesting we're trading inside his profile that silver ought to pull back towards the 81.28 level. Likewise, if price is able to close above 89.10, that would negate the 2-hour time frame TD9 count top, and that suggests that we rally further out there. So that's what's going on with silver. John in the Tiger's Den asked if we could pull up the NQ chart, see if there's any kind of other intraday bottoming signal. I think we looked at the ES, maybe we didn't look at the NQ. Let's pull those charts up. So it's going to take just a few moments here to populate, and we're just looking to see if there's kind of intraday bottom signal out there. So let's see if we get these charts here to populate and help us out. I believe it's a 15-minute. My recollection is there's a 15-minute TD9 count bottom. Looks like that level's being tested, and it would be a close below that would then trigger us to head to lower ground. Lower ground, 25,422 is the number to be watching. That happens to be the bottom of that daily profile out there. I know we're waiting for these charts here to populate. So the number of the 15-minute time frame chart is the low of the day so far, John. 25,470.25. You close below that, we start headed lower. You can see it's triggered Rhodes momentum indicator signals right now in the 15-minute and the 10-minute time frame chart as well. So kind of watch those. Bullish reversal candles on those 15 or 10-minute bars. Confirm those as bottom patterns out there. That's what I see. I can see price at the 240-minute and 5-hour profile support level with those bottoms. So is the NQ trying to make a bottom? It's definitely making an attempt, but it's just doing it on the very short-term time frames, but it's using the little longer-term time frames to use those profile levels as support. So, folks, thanks so much for joining me today. I want you to have just simply a terrific Tuesday out there, and join me tomorrow on a wonderful Wednesday. Take care and be safe out there.